Alright, I'm ready.
Okay.
That should be it.
Mm. Wait, I don't see it. Yeah, same. It's not online. It says 5,000 contents not available.
Stream.
Why is it not working? What the fuck?
Oh, wait, it's on. It's on.
Yeah, it might just take a while to start up.
Stream delays so that no one can stream snipe us.
Yeah. Chrono, do you have the copy of the thing you
Oh yeah, wait.
What, the doc? Do I have the doc with the drafts on it for the league that I'm a part of?
No,
No, we have an analysis doc.
the one for actually looking at the teams that we're
Yeah.
doing the analysis on.
Alright. I guess I'll look at it. Special doc for roasting teams.
I mean, yeah, we need one.
Be like, alright, this guy drafted Steela, 0, 0, 10.
Okay. How do you want to do this? Should we just go down the list? Start X-Naut, go down to Doogal?
Oh wait, then. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, we're on.
We're starting with Sun and Moon.
No, it's not. Jesus Christ.
I think someone's getting a text.
Yeah, that's me. I have to use my phone for the mic because I don't have a mic, so that doesn't help.
Someone buy this man a microphone.
It's alright, if the stream's a success, we can use the funds to buy Jackie a new
Talk
microphone.
about how the man with
Yeah.
the Megaverse and Terrakian drafted Probopass.
Okay.
Yeah, Proboss is a power pick. Yeah, okay, it's X. One sec. Okay. Oh, the images are shifting a bit.
Any first impressions?
Oh, okay, we're going? Okay.
Yeah, let's just fuck it.
Okay. I mean, it's Lele, so it's good, basically.
Yeah.
First impression. It's Empoleon, so it's even better. Because you can't go wrong with Empoleon.
Yep.
I mean, the core is pretty okay.
Said he has Lele on a team with Conkeldurr and for Alligator.
Yeah. I mean,
Both
they
those
really
are
like Prayer, so...
Aqua, but I mean that's just
Yeah,
sort
well,
of a small thing.
Gator doesn't need Aqua, but yeah, it's good to have.
Still has good mons like Gengar and Minitrick to take advantage of the immunity to priority, so and Revile,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it'll go both
Yeah, I
ways.
mean, Lily plus Weavile is very solid. I mean, like,
Lando appreciates not being able to, being able to avoid ice shards as well.
doesn't Lando
has
take
Weavile.
priority
I mean,
anyway?
he has the Weavile, but if he was playing against
Like,
yeah,
Yeah, but Lando doesn't actually dodge the priority
yeah, that's
because
true.
terrain works
I make this
defensively.
mistake every single time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
thinking about
Yeah,
other
you're
So
modes.
no, not that.
Right, just erase the last 20 seconds. That's fine.
I think he would have benefited from a spikes setter with the mons that he has. He would have really
Yeah.
liked being able
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
chunk that.
Yeah.
Have it. So I mean, it is whatever. He has really good rock setters, so he'll just have to capitalize on that.
The hazard clear is a bit lacking in my opinion.
I mean, it's Empoleon, so it's
He has
good.
Lindo and Empoleon.
Yeah,
What
he
else
has
does he
like he has two really reliable clears, but
need? With only having defoggers, if he doesn't have his like spike setters of his own, in my opinion, that's acceptable.
He has decent Voltron with Lando and Manectric, so that's just something for Lele and Gengar to abuse it.
yeah.
So that's pretty neat. Yeah, I don't see any like big type flow. Like everything is pretty much covered. Like he's a bit ground weak,
Yeah, a little bit
but
good weak. I was just about to say that.
but Lando and Shaymin are okay. I mean,
Hopefully,
Yeah.
like they're the early ones, but they're good enough.
he'll be all right. I think.
I think my biggest worry with this team is I think
Another election
Lando wants to do
resistant.
Lando wants to do too much at once on this team. I think it's
Yeah.
my only big problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be forced to run defensive Lando every week, basically. Because it does so much defensively, he can't afford to do offensive too much, I
Yeah.
think. So that's a bit of a letdown.
Especially versus like the Coco teams, he's gonna regret not having something to soak Coco better.
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
the season lasted by Coco.
yeah. Also, I don't really agree with the hit run. Like, Gengar is a lot better.
Gengar is stronger. He probably thinks like Z Bloom Doom memes will be important, but this team doesn't really have problems with like water.
Even
and
the
Yeah, I mean, it's
destruct
not
power
that
from Solar
water
Beam
weak.
is not that much.
It's two water types and a strong grass and electric type, so I don't feel like it's that important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Gengar is the one I like the least here. I mean, I don't like Gengar in general, but here I don't think it's that necessary. Like, it's okay at breaking, but I mean, Lele
I'm
does
usually a big
basically
fan of
the
Gengar, but
same.
it does
Here-
fill in like his speed tiers quite nicely. Going from Weavile
Yeah.
to Shaman would have been painful. Gengar patches.
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
well,
would have held off on
perhaps.
the Ghost type pick and drafted Miss Magius later, because that would help a lot with him for setting up Pokemon like Weavile and Lendo to have a Memento user. As it is, he only has like
I can agree with that.
U-turns to get them in.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't really go into Miss Magius in a league like this. Like, the lowest pick was Meloetta, so like going that low, I think Miss Magius is a bit of a waste in 3 with 12 picks, 12 people. So
I
I don't
really
know.
like Memento and Z Memento. Maybe I'm overvaluing it. It's hard.
Yeah, like, I don't think you can justify losing a pick in this just to pick up Miss Magius.
And, okay. Hold on. Shoot. It. There's really not any huge weaknesses. It's just things that are going to be exploitable consistently.
Yeah.
He'll have to prepare for.
Yeah, I mean,
But
at least he has good Scarfers, even though he might be locked into Scarf Gengar a bit too much, because that's the faster than 100 Scarfer. So
I think he can get around that by using agility for Alligator instead of Dragon Dance every week.
yeah, well, I mean, that can work like once, I think, but I don't think that's reliable. Yeah.
He has good priority, but that ties back into having Lele. Because
Yeah.
so he kind of shot himself in the foot with that one. He needs better speed tiers for revenging, I think, but we'll see how it works out.
And I think
I
also
know.
like Meloetta, because that's like one of the only ghost switchings it has. I mean, Weavile, of course, pursue traps, but it needs to take a kill first. So, I mean, Meloetta is good, but you can't afford to run it a lot here.
That's true.
So, I don't know.
It is rough to have to run Meloetta to cover Lele in terms of Ghost.
Yeah. I mean, he has the main ghost around, so Gengar, but we have like interconference and cross-conference matches, so he will have another Gengar maybe. So I don't know.
Possible.
But yeah, it's
I mean, there really weren't that many situations.
Yeah,
The two
yeah,
main
of
Ghosts you
course.
have to watch out for.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he has the main roles. He lacks spikes, but that's okay. And he has good typings. He has good speed tiers. He has okay Voltorn, and he has Lele. So, I mean,
I think
it's
you'll be
okay. It can be bad. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, this is
Yeah, I
an
mean-
okay team. Like, it'd be a really strong team if this was any other league, but it's not. This
Yeah,
is
of course.
CUBA, so we have to keep that in consideration. Solid, like, B for now, or about.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh boy, so this is the first team that has Celesteela,
Okay.
and to be divisive.
Wait. Okay.
The big round 3 Tangela.
No, wait, it's not Z. Okay, no. Celesteela and Raikou, yeah. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Where the fuck is Eric?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, we see... Well, this is very Fire Week. Like, very, very Fire Week. Very much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, Tyranta
very-
helps, but... I mean... He
very
has
Fire
that
Week
to
and
do
very
it.
Bug Week.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean...
like,
Bug is
I mean,
basically
he's-
U-turn, but yeah.
just to come in on U-turns, but like that's not necessarily a good thing because you can U-turn as something that covers Steely easily.
Yeah. I mean, he has the Jack Peak,
Really hate
he has Zam, he has Superior,
with that.
so that's a plus for me.
Oh my god. He has very good speed tiers, I
Yeah.
think. That's definitely the case. Good hazard, I think, as well. Like, for the most part. He has Sticky Web and he has Stealth Rock, so he'll be able to abuse those speed tiers even harder.
Yeah, and he has decent spin and has push it trap, so Ghost shouldn't be too much of a problem.
He has Superior to capitalize on defog users as well with the evasion
Yeah.
boosts. So he has that
Yeah.
on lock. It was well thought out.
Except his dumb.
He still
But yeah,
has
like-
to watch out for certain typings, but I think for the most part, he has his roles covered.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure how well this thing can break. Like, Lando is good and Heracles is good, but other than that, you don't have
Sheer
too much
Force Lando.
raw power.
Mega Tyranitar should be able to break.
Yeah, well, that's pretty decent, but... Like, I don't know, I think TTR wants... Again, I think it wants to be defensive a lot here. Because,
I don't-
again, Fire weakness and Ghost weakness, and like, no Ghost resist.
Or to Sakamon to bring in Tyranitar and like Pursuit a Ghost. I don't think it necessarily
yeah.
needs to be defensive.
But it's mainly the
Plus,
fire
it's
weakness, to be honest. Like, having Celesteela and very, very limited fire switching is very not
Agree.
good. Yeah. Like, he has Tentacruel, but...
big counters to Infernape, but it gets worn down.
Yeah, but
easily.
like, Tentacruel is the easiest one to wear down, to be honest. Because it has to come in on hazards, because that's the main clear here.
Yeah, the rapid spin.
So, I don't think Tentacruel is gonna stick around too much.
I mean, it's hard to say how does any given team deal with Infernape outside of like one or two niche counters, because Infernape's really hard to wall, but he has several things that can come in and like deal with it after. Like Raikou could come in, Lando could come in.
Yeah, sure.
Come in. Like that's sort of the drawbacks of being an offensive inclined team. You don't necessarily have a switch into every one of those.
No, yeah, of course.
So for the most part, I think he's going to mostly be like a big offense team that relies heavily on momentum to stay up, which is why he has so many U-turners and stuff and vote switchers.
Only thing I don't really agree with both Tangrowth and Superior. Like, Tangrowth seems a bit out of place here. I don't see it doing too much.
Agree. For the round 3 pick that it is, it could have been something that fills a better role.
Yeah, I think he was going for a different plan, to be honest. Like, he saw Superior later and just picked it up because it was still free. I mean, I would have done the same. But I think Tangrowth is very out of place here. Like, it's with fire, it's with ice. It really doesn't do much to the team that the other mons can't really do. Like, usually Tangrowth is there just to be a ground check, to check any ground ever, but you have Celestina, so you don't need that. And I don't know, I don't like Tangrowth. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's one.
Guard, to be fair, would give this team a lot of trouble if it weren't for Tangrowth. But
yeah, I just don't see it doing too much here, and not really being worth taking up the slot over Superior in like any matchup. If you need a grass, I think Superior is just much better, because this is very offensive as a team, and Tangrowth doesn't really work in an offensive team. Yeah, like, I'm using it in MBL, and it really kills momentum a lot. Like, I want to run an offensive team, but I need it because I need the grass here. But he has Superior, so he doesn't need that. Like, I don't know, I don't like Tangrowth here. So that's my main issue. Yeah. So yeah, this is Fire Week. Yeah,
it really does.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, maybe you can trade it away, but yeah.
Probably will.
Yeah. Yeah, and same with Tita, to be honest. Yeah, but at least he's got Sam, so he doesn't like get swept immediately by something. He can take one sweep. Yeah, I'd say so. Like, it's solid, but it doesn't work too well defensively. And
like with one or two changes, it will be solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, maybe Pyro's Wine as well. I don't like it too much. Like, it works for the fire weakness a bit, but I don't know. But yeah, I think you can move on. Let me get Vent in here. That's the Magnus score, okay. Okay.
Voice.
Oh, no, I can hear you.
No, I mean the stream, yeah. Hopefully that fixed it. Okay, I think we're good to go.
Okay.
Well, the first two teams were just you and Chrono, so that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
I mean, he
have
has like
to come down, so...
wins.
Ah. I mean, he has the Jackmons with CUBA, so...
Okay, this is clearly just pandering to
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
reviewing the
He wants
teams, so I think we need to
he has
disqualify.
he has Azu for Chrono, so that's something. He has Gliscor. He has Rotom for me.
Yeah, Super for you as
this
well.
clearly can't be judged.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, like around 8 Hoopa is dumb.
Yep.
And I don't
very
know why
dumb.
that happened.
Very dumb.
Like, how did you pick it after Rotom? I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, like, Magierna is broken, so anything with Magierna works.
It's just
Lopunny is a good pair.
From a value perspective, this team just looks stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. Like last pick Prelum, what the fuck?
Like I don't know what I can possibly say about this team.
Only steel switching is Rotom potentially an issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Rotom is good for that, but yeah.
Steel is a better offensive type. Like it'll matter against Shady maybe if they get that matchup, but other than that, I don't think it's really going to matter.
Yeah, like I was just gonna say, Mega is gonna have a very good time with this team. Is my initial.
Yeah, I don't think he has it though. So didn't Moware go undrafted in a league? Yeah, in Sun it went undrafted for some reason. Like I'm hoping someone picks it up now, but
what was that?
In Sun, Moware is undrafted. So
really, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and everyone has a Mega, so yeah, it's undrafted. What the fuck?
Make a luck and then you grab that.
I mean, we didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't draft anything.
Someone in Sun must pick it up, please. Yeah, but well, I think Magierna has decent support here, like if it wants to sweep. But it might want to run like defensive here.
There's a decent mix of clear as well. Like Glister
Yeah.
It's really
is
hard
reliable.
to criticize this team. It covers everything.
Yeah.
Everything is covered here.
Yeah. I mean, he has like everything is a win con if he wants to, so that's good.
But he doesn't really need it because he has like 5 fucking fighting resists.
Yeah.
This is the more I look at this, the more I think this is a pretty scary team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just kind of ticks every box.
Any team with mage is already good, but this team just has everything. I don't know what else you could want from a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mio's just pointed out. Yeah, rocker options a little bit wanting because your Lycanroc doesn't really ever have the space to run stealth rocks on any set. Generally, you need to be using it for cleanup, so you're kind of locked into Gliscor anytime you want. Anytime.
Yeah,
you
but
want
I mean it's Gliscor, so you're not that locked.
Yeah, and exactly.
But yeah,
that's
like having to run rocks on Gliscor is a bit.
Run every week.
Yeah, like Gliscor always wants like 7 moves on every team, so
yeah.
Every single fucking time. But I mean, like with a team like this, you could run Gliscor with like nothing but fucking Stealth Rock and U-turn. It doesn't matter. Like that's enough. That's
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if Gliscor's getting in, Lopunny, yeah, pretty much everything else in this team appreciates coming in for free off of Gliscor.
Yeah.
So
it's just really, it works really well here, even though it's like shoehorned. It doesn't matter.
although I think
Yeah.
if a team
I mean, like-
manages to abuse Gliscor, they're gonna
Yeah. Like I mean
have a lot better of a time.
like the small defensive core of Rotom Gliscor, it's amazing, I think. So I mean it really works here. You grab a lot of momentum, so that's very good.
Especially with Trunty on the front end,
Yeah.
it's just very.
Definitely.
It's no Z though, so that's something to consider.
I think that's the correct choice here. I think I would pick Scolipede
Yeah, I mean,
and
if
Miguel over.
I mean, yeah, of course, you need Z on Scolipede. Like, I'm not too sure Scolipede was needed here, but, I mean, a lot of teams are Scolipede weak, so...
Like he has.
I think it
enough
actually was kind of needed because without it, it's fairly fairy weak as a team.
Yeah, I guess. Like, you have Magierna, which is a soft check to any fairy.
Scolipede
Yeah.
is the Pokemon, or Scolipede is the Z user?
Both.
Both.
Like, you can't have Scolipede without Z, so...
It could just be like a support set.
Yeah, I mean, like... How
This team
how
has
often are you
enough
ready?
cons. that you don't need to sweep with Scolipede.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, sure, but
having the option to run a Z move means that your opponent isn't just aware that it's going to be a support set every week. They have to be.
It's not a bad choice. I'm just saying he could have gotten away without doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's us.
Yeah, but like you can't really run spike stacks so effectively here because you're locked to. You have to defog a lot of times. Like this team really kind of wants hazards off the field, and he only has defog. So.
It's true. That is
like I'm not sure he can spike stack so well with Scorpion. If he wants to do that.
Him from taking full advantage of Scolipede, but
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, this team is just
if those are the worst things we could say about this team, it is still a very solid team.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Very easily A rank.
Yeah, it's just value mounts every round. And
I mean, we've only seen 3 so far, but this is easily the best of the teams we've seen.
Yeah,
by far.
Of course. He has every win con ever. He had everything can be a win con. Everything can be support. So he has a lot of freedom with the team.
I'm not even sure what because I think the biggest downside is the lack of options for rockers.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm not sure what I would drop to try and fix that wouldn't make the team worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Like maybe you can get away with dropping Breloom, but
the thing is, any team that's weak enough to rocks that it's that pressing of an issue, generally you can just run banded Accelerock anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, good job, Vant.
Nice one, Vant.
Good hooper.
Okay, we're on to Mio next.
Okay.
Because he can't poison jab anymore.
Okay.
Okay. Right,
Okay, so this team is pretty dumb. Like, he has Clef, Skarmory, Suicune, Porygon, and Cress. Like, I'm not sure going defensive is the best option like this.
Clef and P2 together is just a pain in the ass to deal with.
It's very dumb. But like, every other team is very, very offensive, so I'm not sure he can get away with running this much bulk. Like, I'm not sure it's really needed, to be honest, in a league like this, where everyone has a lot of very good wall breakers, basically, unless you draft a very bad team.
Yeah.
Kind of mystified why you would run Skarmory without a Rapid Spinner.
Yeah, that's a big one.
The one Mon that stacks hazards better than anything else, and you do not choose to spin with it.
Yeah, like Skarmory wants to defog basically every time. What?
To run Toxic Spikes or something of that nature to just punish all of those ground hit stack like bulky bots.
Yeah, I mean he has Naga to absorb them, but yeah, Naga doesn't really want to switch around too much.
Just bring it in once and then sweep with it, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah, but like Skarmory wants to defog every time because that's basically the only defog. Like Rotom is there and Thunderous can, but
Rotom and he has Thunderous, but that's kind of
Yeah, like Rotom is okay, but I'm not sure how much you want to run Rotom.
Perfect team, it seems like Rotom might be a tough bring when you have Thunderous already, and Grass does not seem to be very necessary here.
Yeah,
because he says
he's not water weak at all. So, but yeah, like he has Duggy Stall, so that's never too bad.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Regen though, so...
Whether this team wins or loses games is just going to come down to whether the opponent can break it.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much bulk and it's so much of a pain in the ass to break through.
I feel like
it's going to win a lot of games purely off of that.
Yeah, like, but the problem is he can like run...
Naga's just going to win games for free as well. Naga's...
Yeah, well, of course.
But
like, I feel like this team can run like 2 teams you can either go very offensive, but you have 6 offensive mons, so you're kind of locked into that. You can go very bulky, but you have those mons and you can play around them.
I think you can go like 5 offensive and just the Clefable in the back to counter.
Yeah, I mean,
counter
sure,
stuff.
but I don't know. I think it's too locked into the offensive option he has. Like, he has Naga, Gallade, and Thunderous, basically, with Dagi in the back to trap.
Yeah.
So that's very good. But if you handle them, you have the whole offensive option dealt with. So you can just put in a stall break and you're basically done. So I don't know.
I feel like Dugtrio stall will be most of what he goes for. He's going to try to run Dugtrio stall, and his games will come down to if the opponent can handle Dugtrio or not.
Yeah. Like, the whole team works because there's a Dagi there. Without Dagi, it would be very bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
If the opponent has a counter to Dougie, then the team's going to struggle mightily.
Yeah, definitely.
To work. I mean, if this was MBL, that team would be like farming games like nothing else.
Yeah.
But it's not. This is CUBA, and the skill level is much higher, so it's going to be a hard time.
Yeah, people actually know to run shell shot on stuff, so that's something. But yeah, like this looks like very, very annoying to build for, but you can definitely get around this.
Yeah, that's just the biggest thing I'm thinking while looking at this, is having to build for this is just a headache.
Yeah, like the big thing is you have to call if he's going for either offense or bulk, and if you call it right, you can get around that. But if you call it wrong, you're lost, basically. If you start spamming Shed Shell on everything and he doesn't end up bringing like a store, you're kind of dead.
I feel like as long as you have a counter to Naganando and you can answer Dugtrio, you should have a shot against this team. His other mons aren't like turn 1 come in and win mons.
Yeah.
If he had something like Haxorus or like, I don't know, Cephalon that comes in and immediately forces you to answer it, he could abuse that like crazy, but he doesn't.
Yeah. Like, yeah, as I said, I think the main issue is it's a bit too one-sided. He can do too much with the team. He has a couple options and you know what's coming. But yeah, Naganadel is stupid, so he can get win with that.
That this team is probably, considering all the good stuff it has, I feel weird saying it's probably the weakest of the teams we've seen so far, but it kind of is.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird to see.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Like, thank God that I don't have to build for this. But yeah, it works, but it's not ideal. Like, the main issue I'd say is no defogging options and no rapid spinning options outside of Scar. And you want to stack with Skarma, so that's a big one.
I'm calling it now. He's going to end up hating this draft. He's going to be like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think he already does hate it.
It's probably why he's like, okay, we're opening up FA after the analysis.
He's just gonna.
I think Polygon Cresselia Clefable. But yeah, I mean, he has Incineroar, so he likes that.
I think every game with this team is won or lost in Team Builder.
Yeah.
Accurate. I agree with that.
I think that's really the only. Yeah. What else can I say? Should we move on to Techno?
Okay, we should move on to Techno. I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Because I like.
I mean, I'm very curious to see how well the Aegisrush does. To be honest, like we had it last season without King Shield, and it was terrible. But
yeah, but King Shield changes it completely.
Yeah,
Makes it
absolutely.
a completely different mon.
Aegisrush with King Shield is like, you can't U-turn on it, you can't randomly knock on it. Like, you have to play around that potential. It's kind of like old Sableye, where you had to run a special mon. You ran a special mon that could switch in, or it tormented you forever.
Yeah, like Aegisrush really does hardware a lot of stuff, and you can't really get around that too easily. So it really forces a lot of switchings, to be honest.
That I notice on this team is that it has 1, 2, 3 weaknesses, and it has 2 resistances, if I count this right. Which is very strange for a team in today's meta where everything counts on Stealth Rock being up all the time.
Yeah.
But
it's actually 2 weaknesses and 4. I mean, that's what the type thing says. So.
Well, he has Mega Pinsir, Blacephalon, Mandibuzz, and Kyurem.
Yeah.
For weaknesses, and Aegislash and Diggersby for resists.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of clear. So he has Starmie, Sarina, and Mandibuzz to clear, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Defog too, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to run Defog and cover.
You never know.
No.
I think I ran it once.
Defog!
Oh my god.
His Z-Defog, then you can use the Thunders.
Yeah, of course.
The hard counter, boys. So, I think he's going to...
Immediately, very Edgequake weak is my biggest.
Visual player skill to outplay those glaring weaknesses, because he has the tools to do so, but he has to do it correctly. Like, if he makes a wrong switch or a wrong play somewhere, he's going to eat a huge loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he can keep up offensive pressure, which, I mean, with Coco and Diggersby, and, you know, like...
Yeah, there is...
Nihilego,
like, if this team can keep up the offensive pressure, just going down the roster is very, very scary if it manages to do so.
Yeah. Like, another issue is,
this Hazard game's...
Diancie is the rocker here.
So
it should be, yes.
Like, I don't like Diancie as pretty much the only rocker here, unless you go
Nihilego can be pretty reliable.
Yeah, but...
I don't particularly like Nihilego as the Z user, when it's going to be wanting to bring rocks a lot of the time.
Yeah, there's Blacephalon there, and Blacephalon is just 10 times better.
Yeah.
Like, it does the same thing if you want to Beast Boost Whip, but Nihilego wants other items.
Either Blacephalon or even Aegislash as a Z user.
Yeah, I guess.
Access to things like Z-Head Smash and things like that.
Yeah, I mean...
Answers a lot of things.
Aegislash kinda likes stuff like defensive barrier, I think.
I agree.
Or like this, or just like this.
Very strong Z user, but almost everything on this team is a very strong Z user.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, if you want to.
Things like, you can criticize the choice any way you want, but it's almost impossible to go wrong.
Yeah.
Unless you like Z, Mandibuzz, and Zarina or something stupid.
I mean, you can run, what is it, Nasty Plot weak armor and sweep. So that's something.
See, Techno, what were you thinking? You need to run the Nasty Plot weak armor Z Mandibuzz strat. Change that immediately, sir.
Yeah, she should definitely change it. But yeah, like, Blacephalon is a lot better, I think, as a Z user.
This is a highly technical team. Like, you look at it and there are weaknesses, but I expect that Techno will be able to play around those weaknesses. And
Can we stop saying Mamoswine week in the chat? Every team is Mamoswine week, so that's redundant.
Yeah.
Mamoswine week is kind of redundant. That's why we're not saying it. Like, okay, Mamoswine. We can also say Arceus week.
But yeah, like, he has good clear, so that's good. If you have Pinsir, and Pinsir can win every game. So,
yeah,
that's good. He has good backup options. Like, Diggersby can do very well, and you kind of can't prep for every offensive threat here because he has too much.
Very, very varied offensive. That's the thing. Like, there's no one Mon that could come in on even 2 or 3 given Mons on that team.
Yeah.
I think defensively checking all of the offensive Mons in this team is probably impossible.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot of overlap in weaknesses and offensively checking them.
It's true.
You can cover quite a few of them. Like, you can revenge kill quite a few of them just with the same Scarfer or the same whatever, the same priority options, things like that.
Is good enough that he'll be able to go around those things.
Yeah, like, only problem I think is Diancie. I think it's a kind of a panic pick because he didn't have any rocks other than Nihilego. So I don't know how I feel about that.
I would trade Diancie for Gardevoir for the fairy type, because Gardevoir can provide healing wish support for this team, which would be fucking amazing for this team.
Yeah.
But then
Like,
Lego
Diancie,
is for the only
like I get
rocks
Diancie is there for... like, I think
That's
Diancie
true.
is there for fire types and rocks, basically. Just that. And I mean, it works, I guess. But I think he had better options. Like, I don't think he should have wasted the round-down pick on that. And I think it should have just picked up another rocker, like round 12. To be honest.
I feel like he'll be fine
I
with
think a
using
better
Lego for rocks,
electric
to be completely
community
honest with you.
on the Coco team than Diggersby would also have been very nice.
Yeah.
This way. I love Diancie, but I would not bring Diancie to more than like a third of my games.
Yeah.
I would bring Nihilego to almost every game in every like league and every season. It's just that kind of mon. But it's a cool
Yeah.
mon.
Nihilego
So
is
I
very
think-
dumb. He can do
Way with
pretty much anything.
Nihilego, he's the only rocker on his team, and it would work. A big no-no, but with a mon like that, like he'll make it work. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
But yeah, on a Coco
Honestly,
team, generally you would want an electric community so that the team you're
yeah, like
playing
I think
against can't
going
just use the
something like
electric to rip back
Rhyperior.
at you. Yeah,
Yeah, I think going Rhyperior over Diancie is the main thing I would have done here. Something like that would have worked a bit better.
Ripe would be good.
Yeah.
He has many fighting resists, he has many water resists.
Yeah, he doesn't need the extra fairy, to be honest. So... But yeah, I think this seems pretty solid, to be honest.
Still think it's a
Like-
solid team, and I expect the player will use it well.
Yeah. And I want to see Aegitas do well, so that's good. Okay, do we want to move on to Snake?
yeah. Let's go Snake.
Okay.
I mean, right off the bat, the value on this team is disgusting.
Yeah. Nice Entei. How did that happen, to be honest? But yeah, I mean, this is a very Snake team, so that works.
Yeah.
He has Necrozma, so that's already Snake. I'm not too sure how good Darkrai is, to be honest. I don't like it too much. Like it's,
I mean,
it's very good, to be honest. But like, of course, but I don't know.
without Dark Void, it's more exploitable than it used to be, but like Dark as a type is so good offensively,
Yeah.
how can you not respect it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a massive fan of Dark special attackers that have access to foul play as well, which Darkrai does.
Yeah, sure.
The only thing that I kind of look at this team and I shake my head a bit is the fighting resistances. Like he has Necrozma, and he has.
Buzzwole.
Guess he has Buzzwole.
But
Buzzwole
a lot
gets
of fightings
like,
can run a release or something.
around Buzzwole pretty easily. He has to rely on Necrozma. I mean, he's gonna bring Necrozma every week anyways because it's
Yeah,
so
of course. Like,
stupid.
yeah, there's no reason not to.
I'm just saying, fighting is such a good type that he doesn't want to have to bring the same mon every week to counter every fighting mon, because
Yeah.
that's when you run into trouble.
I mean, he can revenge fighting decently well. Like, he has Diancie, so that's good. But yeah,
If the fighting
he
type
will
is
struggle.
Bullet Punch, for example, like Bullet Punch would knock that shit out.
Yeah,
Like,
Bullet Punch
there's-
is quite common coverage for a lot of fighting.
I feel like this team's going to run into problems with fighting types.
Yeah.
It's just my analysis. He also has several Stealth Rock weaknesses.
And
It's
his
been nice to
clear
rely-
isn't like, he has very good setters, but his hazard clear isn't the best. It's 2 prio default
Yeah.
killers, but
Team
that's
with Ferrothorn with no spin.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, I mean,
seems
it's
like
Ferrothorn and Klefki,
Both
so
of his defog users can have dark type switch in on it and abuse the prankster nerfs.
yes, it's very. But on paper, this team looks scary with its win cons.
Yeah.
But in the back, it's team building with this team is going to be a headache for him. He's not going to like it.
yeah. Yeah, he really needs another defogger, to be honest. Like, Klefki doesn't want to defog ever.
Or preferably a
What's the
spinner
full
over a
concept?
defogger. But
The same, I would drop Klefki and just get fucking like Feretris. Like, just pick
Yeah.
up Feretris. I know it feels
like,
bad
Feretron does
to
the
have
same thing.
Feretris, but just do it.
I would actually completely agree with that. Klefki doesn't... It feels like it's a reliable spike setter, but so's Ferrothorn.
Yeah,
Most
I mean, it's
Ferrothorn.
better. Ferrothorn is
Ferrothorn
better,
does
to
a
be
lot
honest.
more
So,
on this team.
yeah. Ferrothorn really does hold it together, to be honest, but... Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll be forced into the same mounts a lot of times. Like, he has very, very specific
A
roles
team
he
like
needs to
this
fill
with this
in.
much value, a lot of the time you're just going to be pressured into taking your best 6.
Yeah,
Especially with things like Cube, Necrozma, Darkrai. It's just very tough to find reasons to not bring just your best 6. Like, Darkrai, Diancie, Manaphy, Entei, Kyurem, Necrozma every week.
yeah.
Hard to find reasons not to just do that.
He has Ferrothorn and Seismitoad on the Manaphy team, because those are 2 good Manaphy answers.
It's true.
Yeah, that's something, yeah.
That helps him.
And we do have
Yeah, I mean,
cross-conference
Manaphy better
matches,
down
but
here.
they're not like high enough tier that they're guaranteed to be. I'm not sure if Sun even drafted either of those. Well, Ferrothorn was obviously drafted, but Seismitoad.
Yeah.
I don't think Seismitoad went. I think Swampert went over. No, Seismitoad went. Joel
Okay.
got it.
But even then, it's whether or not he gets those matchups.
If I had to look at this team as a package, I would say that it's a team be strong with changes, but as it is, I would be hard pressed to say it's going to make playoffs, considering the level of competition it has.
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah.
Someone with as much experience as Snake has, I expected more out of his draft. This is a team I would expect
Yeah.
from someone who was like 2nd or 3rd time drafting.
Yeah, fighting
Should've-
is very big,
they should-
and yeah, the roles are a bit all over the place.
But
But
I don't know.
he can do well with it. Like, he knows his shit, so he can pull off some good things. But yeah,
Clock,
it can be
drop fucking
pretty
Klefki.
hard.
Get rid of that shitty Klefki.
Yeah, drop Klefki, definitely.
Don't
That said,
Klefki
I'd say the
get-
strongest team.
Get a spinner.
this
A
conference.
spinner's like, yeah, Klefki for Retros would. It does so much for this team, just tying it all together.
Yeah, you just need a spinner on a Cure and Black team. You can't go around with that.
What we have to say about this team.
I don't even know if there's any. Well, what Webs users are in free agency as well? Because Webs with
That's,
Kyurem.
Trickle, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Trickle, and I think Smeargle is also undrafted. If you want to talk about shit.
Okay.
Isn't a thing in this league, so Smeargle's basically a shit one.
Because this team would really appreciate. It would appreciate Rapid Spin and Webs. If he managed to.
Miracle
pick up
gets
those
both of
things.
those pens out.
Yes, Miracle does get every move in the game, Chrono. Thank you. Thanks for your insight.
You're welcome. I'm glad I was able to contribute.
But yeah, those 2 things I think would tie this team together enough that it could function.
Yeah,
better
but
than
what
it
to
does.
drop really? Like, you need basically everything here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, Klefki of course, but I don't think you can fit Webs on this without making
No.
major changes.
I don't think he can. And even if he does, common defoggers will be able to find a way to come in and clear them. This is not a team that has many good ways to chase out defoggers.
Yeah. Like, at least it has Diancie to Magic Bounce, but like, that's not very, very good as a clear.
This is CUBA again. He's not going to be sufficient, I don't think.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're done.
So
Yeah.
Finished our first.
I'd actually like to
first
hear what you guys think are the best and worst teams in this conference, or is it division? Is this a division or a conference we just went through?
It's
conference.
division. Yeah.
Yeah.
Conference
Okay,
is
so-
Moon.
I'd
think
actually like to
Vents-
say, yeah, Vent.
I think Vent
For
is
me,
best. Yeah.
Vents is best.
Vent is dumb. Vent is just dumb. Can do anything.
For the
team. Would you say
weakest,
that
I would
it's-
say BMs is the weakest.
I think VMs is the weakest.
I just think the fire weakness is too glaring to ignore.
Yeah. And Snake is like second weakest, but yeah, BM is definitely weakest.
BM's
Like, it's
team,
not necessarily a bad team, it's just...
No, it
out
can
of
do
those six.
some. Yeah.
the other teams in this conference, I would probably actually say that X-Naut team is the weakest, just because I feel like most of the other teams in this conference have a versatility to them that one doesn't. Mons that are just locked into too many roles.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fair, but like he has
Most of his ones could
better
be
routes
pivot
to
and
everything,
win.
I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know,
Either way.
I think the fire weakness is too much for BM. I really don't think.
Everyone
I
definitely
think
has a
he needs
strong
something.
fire type here.
Yeah.
Except him, ironically.
Yeah,
He's the
it's
only one who
not
doesn't
too
fire
hard.
type. Explain something.
I still
Okay,
don't
so
I
that's-
still don't get how Vent got the steam, but like I think the main problem will be choosing Six in every match.
Yeah, my
Like,
biggest problem with
that's
Snake's
too
team
much.
is you look at Vent and Snake's team, and both of them are very clearly heavily value drafted.
Yeah.
Vent's team fits together so much more cohesively.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
So
all
that's
the-
Blaster.
Yeah, let's move on. Move on to, is it Blade?
So we
the
have
other one?
these. We have
I can't
Assembly
remember
now.
the names. But we're on
We
to-
have Assembly and Beezle. Okay.
This one's assembly.
Okay. Okay, we have Gran here, so that's good.
Yeah. Protean Gren's just very hard to argue with.
Yeah. It's probably the best
Offensively,
Pokemon
it's going
in
to be
here.
able to answer any team.
Yeah. He has Zapdos Toxapex, which is very dumb. He has Scizor, which is very dumb.
Yes. He has a really good core with Zapdos, Scizor, and Garchomp.
Yeah.
It is a very good combination of Pokemon.
He has solid low picks, like Snorlax, Arcanine, and Azelf.
Florges is very hard to argue against, since it got Defog and Ultra
Yeah.
and Ultraman as well.
This is a pretty good draft. all things
Decidueye,
considered.
yeah.
One thing he doesn't have is a flying resist, except for Zapdos, which is
Yeah.
for him. No one
Yeah, that's
decided to
big.
draft Birds
I
this
was
time
I
around.
was kind of looking down at thinking, how does this team handle Hawlucha? But I think he has enough priority options, considering neither of the Hawlucha teams have the Lele.
Yeah, I mean,
That
you have
I
Zapdos and
think he can
Toxapex as
deal
well.
with it just out of priority, and he Toxapex.
Yeah, I
Florges
think
as
it's
well
fine
is
with
also
that.
a pretty decent answer.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, hold on, I don't
Like,
remember.
it doesn't appreciate a +2 Acro, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and Zapdos. What am I talking about? That yeah, this team has enough answers.
Lucha is okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah, this team's very hard to find
So I was going to say
Yeah.
flaws with.
Honestly,
This
the
has a
big
shape as
thing, I
well.
think,
Is
no, I think this is a very, very Bolt Beam weak. I think that's the biggest thing here.
yeah,
Like, you have Garchomp as the only immunity, and the Decidueye as the only resist. And other than that, like, you just Bolt switch all over this team, to be honest.
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Thing is
Zapdos and
that he
Toxapex
has
get worn down.
Florges,
Yeah,
Snorlax.
okay, yeah. Well, Fergus helps, but like, Coco destroys this team, to be honest.
Time I can see it, yeah. Depends on how he
Like,
plays.
Z Coco. Yeah,
I mean,
but like,
Coco
Z
gets
Coco with
Coco doesn't
HPIs.
appreciate taking scissor bullet punches. It's
Appreciate like you turning off of like bulk chomp, for example, either with Rocky
Yeah.
Helmet. So you have to. He has outs to most things, even the things that are soft spots on his team.
yeah. I think just Voltorb
Has a
with
good
strong
option.
electric
He has-
is the biggest.
This Hazard game is absurd compared to all the
He has,
teams we saw in,
Yeah.
top
in
protects
Blaster
with
as well.
spikes. Very good.
Like
Very good.
4 very reliable defoggers.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean,
you
Greninja's
don't want to run the Fog
barely
and
gonna
Scizor here.
eh?
Isn't even
Like,
really
you
much
don't
wrong.
really want like with all these options, you can afford to not run default on Caesar Hammer, I think,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
can
very,
afford
very
not
good.
to, but that doesn't mean you would never want to. There's still going to be matchups
Yeah, of
that...
course, but like Caesar doesn't want default unless it really has to, I think.
There's 3 rock setters.
Yeah,
3
they
very
work.
reliable rock
I think,
setters as well.
yeah, it's very good with rocks.
And I hate that his draft is actually pretty good because I wanted to roast the fuck out of it.
Yeah, I went into this looking forward to roasting Ty really hard, but this is a very, very solid team. I think this is the best one.
It's just drafted the same shit that I drafted. Fuck this guy. This is my draft.
Yeah, I think this is better than any team we saw in Blaster.
Well, except for like Vents, I would say. Probably at least on par with that.
I think it's on par with
It's
Vents,
on par with Vents, yeah.
Blatantly better, but I think it's definitely on par. Fucker, Jurassic Guard, Chum, Zapdos, Arcanine, Toxapex, shit, get out of here.
Yeah, like this is very much
There's
tight team.
just nothing that stands out as nothing. Everything looks like it has a very clear place on this team.
Yeah. He can go up for the more defensive route that he likes, but he has the offensive options to really go through a lot of teams. Like he has Grand, so that works.
Yeah, like he has so many defensive answers for everything that could possibly threaten him, and then he has Greninja to threaten every defensive team that anyone could possibly bring to him.
Yeah, like he can go 5 Cancer Mons and then Greninja and win games.
Yeah. This team's frustratingly good. Fuck you, Ty.
Yeah.
Have to play him probably. Unless the schedule gets ranked as.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready to move on? Let's go on to Kesha.
Fucking
Okay.
Kesha Sand, let's go boys.
Yeah, fucking Kesha Sand.
I can't believe we actually
Good,
got
he
the Kesha Sand meme.
Here we go. The first thing I think when I see this team
Is Pheromosa down to base 100 speed?
Yeah. That's not ideal at all.
I just look at these speed tiers and I'm like, what the fuck happened after round like 1? Drill, but
You can argue that like speed management isn't as big of an issue when you have the threat of Sand Drill, but it's still a pretty big issue.
I scarfed Thunderous Therian, what do you do now? That matter,
Yeah, like,
the only
because
real switch in to Volt Switch that he has is Excadrill.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he needs Excadrill offensively here in this team.
Every time like a strong electric attacker comes in, it's going to be a 50-50 and if they're going to throw out their fighting coverage or not.
Yeah. And he has Chestnut, I guess. Chestnut is okay, but
Chestnut's pretty. Yeah, I feel like he's going to have to bring Chestnut every single week, and that's
Like,
an exploitable mod.
Yeah.
Scarf Blacephalon.
Chestnut
what
is
does this team
very
do?
exploitable. It charges a huge counter to Blacephalon, but you just save it until T-Tar gets bonked, which happens very easily in most matchups.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
this
yeah,
team
of
fates
course.
me up team and kills, like, Tyranitar, and then suddenly Thunderous, like, goes to fucking town, like, 100%.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like,
It would not want
Altaria
to play
works,
that night.
I guess, but
Why does he have Chestnut with Pheromosa?
Our-
I guess there's a
every single
bulkier Edgequake resist.
Yeah.
well, Rotom works decently.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the mons on this team. He made the
Yeah.
mistake that I did not make, where I drafted a shitload of bulk and then I started drafting really fast win cons, like right after that.
Yeah.
He did not really get to the part where he got the win cons. He just started drafting bulk and then kept drafting bulk.
Yeah, like, he has the fast win cons, but those are the only 2 fast mons
Yeah,
on
I
the
think
team,
he-
so that doesn't really work.
I think he started off with his first 4 and was like, okay, now my team's really fast and offensive, I need to get bulk to back it up, and then just,
And he went too hard.
yeah.
Yeah, like Salazzle over Volcanion, for instance, would be great for this team.
Yeah, probably.
As much as I usually love Volcanion, it doesn't really have enough slow switch support to bring it in as I would
Yeah.
like for it. It has,
Yeah,
I
like,
think it has
Volcanion
a
is
lot of
kind of needed. He likes the water switching a lot,
Yeah.
but it's not even Z Volcanion, so he can't Bloom Doom. So,
No, you can Power Herb Solar Beam.
yeah, well,
I'm
I
not a
guess.
fan of Z moving on.
No, he can't even do that, because he has Sand, so that's like
Yeah, he has
50 base
Zero.
power.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
Wait, can you not solar beam at all in sand? Like,
No, you can, but it's 60
Oh, you
dp.
can, but it's half. It's weak.
Yeah.
It's shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, shit.
So yeah, it doesn't check waters.
Rough. I'm looking at this and I'm just kind of like, I would hate.
Plus, I think
Actually, I would
already
enjoy
does,
building with this team. Really creative and run super out of the box shit every week to avoid getting exploited.
Yeah.
Question is, can Kesha do that consistently?
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure. I don't think he can
There's
break
Bronzong as well.
stuff
What is Chestnut
well
doing
enough.
on this team?
Like, if he runs something like,
Okay,
say,
that's fine.
Z belly drum, or not Z belly drum, just belly drum chestnut, like, maybe that would win him a game.
Yeah.
And then if, like, next week he runs, like, I don't know, like, House Mew or something, that could win him a game. But for the most part, he's going to have to try way harder in team building than his opponents will to consistently pull wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he can handle, like, waters that well at all. Like, his main two breakers, Victini and Volcanion, both struggle a bit with them.
Yeah.
Feromosa doesn't really have the coverage for them, so...
I would like to see Chestnut dropped for a different grass type.
Yeah,
A
maybe.
more offensive one, potentially. Because the more I look at
Honestly-
Chestnut and try and think, what does it do on this team? Every time I think of something it does, he has something else on the team that does the exact same thing. And it's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I think the same problem is with Bronzong, but even worse.
Yeah.
Like, what's Bronzong doing? Again. Like, he doesn't need the ground immunity, he doesn't need the psychic resist,
I think
he
the
doesn't
biggest
need
issue
the rocks.
is it looks like he value picked Volcanion and Victini, which is fair enough because they went insanely late.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh shit, I've got two fire types, I'm edge quick weak. And then tried to patch that up with both Chestnut and Bronzong.
Yeah, but, like, you don't need both at all.
Yeah.
Like, you can definitely drop one of them. I'd say Bronzong first, honestly. I like Chestnut a bit. I kinda like it.
I think
You
he's
just
more
get
than
bonked.
Bronzong, but
You just get straight up bonked by Infernape, like, straight up.
Yeah, again. Yeah. Like, you can play around with Altaria, maybe. But, yeah.
Posted in the Moon Draft.
Okay,
Yeah,
they have more C users, I think.
Oh, I thought he was switching out Diggersby for Hippowdon with that, because Hippowdon apparently didn't get drafted at all in this conference.
Oh, okay.
Interesting, because Diggersby, we talked on his team how Diggersby was a big threat that he could use to keep offensive momentum, and Hippowdon's like the opposite.
Yeah, wait, let me see that team again. Yeah, wait, what the fuck is Hippo doing here? I don't get it.
Not sure what Hippo... Unless he's going to switch something else out with, like, Diancie.
Yeah, like, what? Why is not Diancie the first drop? I don't get it.
That's... Whew.
Like, Diancie for that period
With
was so
fuck.
free here.
Used up FA switches to open shit up. Switching your teams up. No, we're busy analyzing them. This is horrible.
Oh wait, Snake's dropping it. Okay. He's dropping
Snake.
Tornadoes and Seismital for Gligar and Salamence? What the fuck?
Hazard clear. He picked up some hazard clear, like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. That's good. But why the fuck is Salamence free?
can we finish the fucking analysis before we start changing all the teams? Holy shit.
The end
Heracross from
Miansha,
Miansha is actually awesome for his team, because he needed the
Yeah,
speed.
yeah. That's the speed, yeah. He
That's
likes
pretty
that.
I like that a lot. More momentum and more speed.
Like,
Big bonus.
Heracross was good because he kinda liked the breaking, but Miansha is dumb, so yeah,
I
that
feel like
works.
he can break with his team. I think he can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't as sure about the Hippowdon, and
No, I don't like Hippowdon at all. I don't
know
think it
about
was worth it. Like, I really think Diancie for Rhyperior was super free here, and I don't get it. Or just Diancie for any ground rock.
it would have been great.
Yeah.
And then what Snake did,
Yeah, I just don't like Hippo if you don't have sand, but yeah. We should move on, to be honest.
Yeah, let's stick to
Rob Klefki, and then
Let's stick to
decide
the
to
initial teams, and then we can kind of go over any changes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Are we moving on to Shady now, or?
Yeah, let's move on to Shady.
Yep.
Well, lots on good to talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to say about Shady's team is he drafted Donphin round 5, which is an extremely bad Pokemon. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. No, that shouldn't have been round 5 ever.
I mean, jokes aside, I don't really understand that.
I mean, all the
Like, you
jokes
get
aside
Donphin
about
round 5
every team
and
being
Hydreigon
Mammoth
round
Week,
9.
this team is very, very Mammoth Week.
His team is.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
Okay, that's the Lucha. I didn't see the Lucha. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering who had the Lucha, but yeah. Lucha Voodoo is okay. Like, I don't like it. Like, I think Coco Lucha is just 100 times better, but yeah, Lucha Voodoo is okay.
Coco was gone already, so like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, of course.
Want him to go?
He has a power pick Linoon. Why the fuck did it go round 11?
I mean,
Yeah, round 11 Linoon and round 12 Nidoking is the best.
On the 11 normal types, everyone's gonna have their own opinions about them. Be like, you know, dissuaded from that. So,
yeah, like I think this is the least value team we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Like, which isn't necessarily that bad, but like a lot of other teams on paper are just
It would be fine if it was like a really cohesive team, but there's
yeah, and it's not. I don't think it is.
Yeah, like the ice weakness is so painful to look
Yeah.
at.
Team kind of just like eats a dick from Bandit Zygarde.
I mean, yeah, I like he has Voodoo, but yeah,
That is Sludge Wave is the thing.
yeah.
Banded Zygarde Sludge Wave.
You never know. All it takes is one predict, my man.
Like he has the webs, but I don't think webs are too necessary here.
Well,
And even
because
then,
he
I'm
has-
not sure why you went Galvantula, especially as early
Yeah.
as he did.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure most,
Like,
if not all, of the
Araquanid
web
is there.
setters were still available.
like I think Araquanid is by far a better web setter in general. Like even if you have overlap with Milotic.
I think Araquanid and Rabombi are top 2 web setters at the moment.
Yeah.
I agree. Galvantula is definitely. The fact that he only has Galvantula as an electric type is really weird too.
Yeah,
Strong electric.
this is very, very, very flying weak. He has Metagross for flyings and that's it. So being locked into Galvantula is big.
Three glaring weaknesses.
That said, this team will win games purely off of Metagross popping a Meteor Mash boost and then just popping off. Because that's
Yeah, I
just
mean,
what
Metagross
Meta
plus
does.
Lucha will win games, by definition.
100% of the time. That's my strat. I don't know. Like to give Shady credit, but I just don't see this team working out very well. Like, okay, you have competitive Milotic to abuse defoggers, except
Like it's competitive Milotic, it's not.
competitive
Yeah.
Milotic not good enough on its own.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I feel like most of his mons are too slow, even with webs.
Yeah.
Because most people in this conference have really good hazard clear and really good answers to like Galvantula in general.
Yeah, I really don't like Galvantula here. Like,
He's probably
I don't
just going
think
to have
Galvantula should have gone that early, and I don't think he built around webs too well.
Games with
Like
this
maybe
team.
if he had
It's not
spikes,
really
maybe.
Nido that appreciates webs that much on this team as well.
Oh, because his like Metagross, for example, really appreciates the cancellation of scarves, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Games with this team, I would honestly.
But
just
like
ignore
webs are
them.
literally just for Metagross and the Hydreigon.
And Nidoking.
Right.
Nidoking loves webs.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
But just
Yeah,
from,
okay.
like,
If you can keep webs up for Nidoking, it lets you run Life Orb Sheer Force, and then you just win the game.
Yeah.
it's just break with like 4 out of his 6 mons every week, and then come in with Metagross and clean up. That's the only way I see him winning consistently. Break.
But yeah, I don't think he can pressure Defog too hard. Like competitive Milotic is enough.
And like his only real answer to ice spam as well, other than
he
doesn't
needs
appreciate
defensive too much.
getting Metagross chipped too hard by like coming in on ice spam. So
he really needs defensive Milotic. He can't afford competitive offensive too much. So yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit all over the place. And the weaknesses are there, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I'll shut
But
up for
at
a
least
bit and
Lineon can win.
I'll let you guys do my team.
What's this fucking garbage team?
Okay.
Drafted Comfy, which is a shit mon.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, just...
Defensive Comfy.
No. Just this team is just terrible. I can't talk about it.
Oh, okay, so what I'm hearing is I get to just talk about this team all I want. So, first of all, I think it's Mamoswine Week.
Yeah.
So it's Ditto Week by extension?
Yeah,
No,
Freeze Dry just does shit on Mega Swampert so hard.
No, like, the team hard loses to Subtoxic Light Score, to be honest.
I mean, what doesn't?
I guess.
But for real, I really like the back end of this draft except for Comfy, because I think Comfy's fucking trash. Like, you think it's weird considering the back end of this draft is 3 water types in Steelix. But they're all water types with different typing and different weaknesses and different resistances and immunities, which is... what type as it is, it's a good thing. Like, Rain Araquanid is just gonna fucking kill. It's gonna take lives. Straight up. Like, you're gonna think like, oh, okay, Araquanid's in. Just,
No, yeah, Water Spam I think is very, very dumb. I don't think anything can handle this match Rain Spam.
Let me just look at a random Pokemon, like, okay, Azumarill comes in on, like, the Rain boosted Liquidation and takes, like, 60% on average for Araquanid Liquidation. Like, what the fuck? That's a 180 defense bond, that's a resist. This thing, like, Ash Greninja and Araquanid and Mega Swampert all hit so hard.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll say like...
No, yeah, offensively I have to say this is the best team I've seen so far, offensively.
On this team, offensively, yes, it's very good. The thing is, like I said repeatedly before, pretty weak. Like, the front end of the draft is really weak to Mach and Aqua Jet, and the problem is your only real water resist are Araquanid. Pelipper barely even counts as a Pokemon.
Yeah, well, I think he needs Roserade too much. He really needs Roserade in a lot of matches.
Needs the Roserade so hard. It's a huge bun here, and if he gets picked off by something randomly, which is very possible considering its weak physical bulk,
yeah,
certain matchups. I really appreciate the fact that Roserade is here because it's a spike setter, and it's a super versatile mon to begin with. So if he wants to bring Roserade to a match and just throw out a later of spikes,
yeah,
full reliable rock setters, and then just pivot, like the first 4 mons of his team just pivot endlessly. So stupid.
Yeah, Voltron is dumb here. I think, yeah, he can afford to run a full Voltron team. He has Granzera, Infernape, Scizor, and Comfy Pelipper. Yeah.
Sets up hazards and then like pivots and then goes into Steelix and like spams Dragon Tail or some stupid shit. Like, he doesn't even have to run a full offensive team.
Yeah.
He could hazard shuffle for end of days. What else?
Yeah.
Only thing
I think the main gimmick will be Rain, of course, because it's dumb. But yeah, it has enough options in the back.
This isn't really saying a lot, but he does not have any Ghost resist outside of Ash Greninja. Ghost is really hard to resist, so you can't hate on that too much, but he could possibly drop something for a normal type if he found that to be a problem later on. But that said, there aren't very many Ghosts across all of these conferences in general, besides Blacephalon and Gengar, so...
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't actually have any Ghost weakness either, so that's not too huge.
It's true.
Yeah, I think defensively, the main thing is switching into ground types. Like, he doesn't have the best ground reachings at all.
That's also true.
Like, Edgequake gets a kill every time.
I mean, it's sort of like Techno's team, but I feel like the weaknesses are less pronounced because...
Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, on a Rain team, being ground weak isn't the biggest of deals, so...
It's really not, yeah. I feel like it's a team where if it was being piloted by someone who wasn't that good, it would probably run into a lot of issues, but I don't think William's going to have problems with that.
Yeah, well, I guess. I mean, he's kind of terrible, but yeah, I think Apple can do decently.
He's not terrible enough that he's gonna like forget his like Mega's ability and like
Yeah.
switch it in. It's so slow.
But yeah, I think he did well enough.
Yeah.
As a rain team, I think you can go much better than this.
A rain team that had... So a lot of the time when you see rain teams, it kind of triggers me when you have all your different rain sweepers, but they kind of serve the same function. So I wanted to try and get things that could abuse the rain, but in different ways. So even things like Roserade can abuse Weather Ball, and Scissor in Rain is pretty retarded bulky. Just things like that. Infernape obviously doesn't appreciate rain being up, but it helps to break like bulky grass things as well, which rain teams I think often struggle with too.
No, yeah, I mean, you need a fire type on rain, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, you can handle grasses decently well, so
Even
that's
rock
very good.
setters as well. I've got like 4 different rock setters, but they all function completely differently.
Yeah, well, Swampert doesn't want rocks too much, but yeah.
I wouldn't completely agree with it. I think most of the time,
Like-
yeah, you want 2 coverage moves, but you can afford rocks sometimes.
Yeah, I can afford rocks, but like, even if it can find a slot for like power up punch, I think it's very good.
I feel like there's not really a mon on this team that wants to run hazard clear.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
3 hazard clear mons, but none of them necessarily want to be coming in and clearing hazards because that's a big loss of momentum for all of them.
Yeah, like,
Yep.
Pelipper can afford to defog, but Pelipper also needs to be alive, because it needs rain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A defog, that's a huge loss for your team. And Comfy and Scissor both can easily have a hard wall switch in, and then suddenly you're possibly falling behind. Big problem.
Yeah, at least, like-
next week, but
At least like Caesar, the hard switch into Caesar is a fire type, but that's very much dealt with this team. So
I think this team's
Yeah,
best
well,
way
okay.
of dealing with clearing hazards is to place its own and then abuse momentum until the other team wants to get rid of them more.
yeah, makes
that's
sense.
better than most other teams, that's for sure. You have the tools and you have the momentum to do so.
Ready to move on?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, let's go into confusion.
Okay. Oh, we don't have Z's for this. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Didn't he drop Z
Oh, did he?
somewhere? No, yeah, we don't have the Z. Oh, yeah. Okay. Deoxys and Serpentine. Oh, wait.
So,
Deoxys. Okay.
game with Deoxys Speed, which wasn't drafted in the other conference at all.
Yeah.
So that's worth talking about. Deoxys Speed has the unique ability to come in turn 1 and either taunt or set up anything it wants. Has like magic coat, both screens, all the hazards. It's a really big threat in that regard. But that
Yeah,
said,
like, this team doesn't pressure removal at all. Like, it's very easy to defog or drop its spin on this team.
there's
So,
no
I don't
deterrent
think-
defogs. He even has a Roar Veil in the back, but again, no way to keep it up.
No. Yeah, defog is super free on this. Like, he has the mons that
Absolutely.
definitely will be
So-
defogged on.
As Finny Savali, but no spinner. No spinners at all.
Yeah.
You're going to take Deoxys Speed, you need a spinner. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's so many ones that like synergize really well with it. So I'm just looking at this team kind of like,
Yeah, I don't get too much what he was trying to do.
Finny is cool, I guess, and also Mega Venusaur. But like, this team really would love a breaker besides Staraptor. Like I guess
Yeah.
Circuitry, Z-Circuitry, but
Yeah, like, I really don't like Z Deoxys, to be honest. Like, I feel Silvally or Como would have been a lot better.
Z-Combo
Or Zygarde.
that too.
But yeah,
They
like
would have been stronger.
I don't think Deoxys can afford to run offense. Like he was trying to give it another option, but I don't think Deoxys does too
on
well.
this team, Deoxys is going to run offensive sets 90% of the time.
Yeah, but like it's not that strong at all. Isn't it?
It
Like
probably will,
90?
but like, if you're going to draft a Mon for offensive purposes, for your like, what position was Confusion in the draft? Because the only reason I would do that is if I was like the last pick and Deoxys was the only thing left, like next to Deoxys D.
Let me just check.
Confusion was he was
seventh.
7th. Yeah.
I mean,
So
like,
he's about halfway through.
look at all of the other S tier Mons he could have picked for offensive purposes that were not.
Yeah, I mean, Kangaskhan and Mowile are both seal free in Moon, so.
Maybe he didn't want a Mega, for example, but even then, like, look at.
Did Mawel not get
I-
picked in
I
either
just-
conference?
Oh wait, no, it didn't.
Wow, rip.
It did not
What the fuck?
about it, but I decided against it in the end. It's just too exploitable.
Yeah, I mean, you can work around the weaknesses.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't even bring it at all to finals last season, so that should tell you how much problem it has against offensive teams. And like 9 of the teams we've looked at so far have been offensive teams. I feel out of like the 10 we've looked at.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough, but
So yeah,
it's still very, very strong to be honest. Like it really doesn't have any switches ever.
that it's
So
very strong.
if you can build around it decently well, if you can give it enough support, Mowel really does a lot in my opinion.
I think this team struggles for win cons is its biggest issue.
But yeah, like he has Zygarde, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Zygarde or Seasark 3. Yeah, I don't know, like
Because even though not having
Aurora Veil is kind of wasted, I think. Like again, it's just Zygarde.
like no Z move on Zygarde and Komodo is pretty painful.
Yeah,
Because double
This team-
dragon, especially with double
and
fairy,
they kind of do
is
the same
nice,
thing.
but
Yeah,
Team is going to end up trying to do too many different things to support a sweep from one of its main sweepers, but like
Yeah.
it's just not going to pan out. There's too much setup that's going to go into trying to perform the sweep, but not enough actual like there's no like 2-mon core that I can see coming in and being like, how do you answer this?
no, yeah.
Synergy.
Yeah, like again, the only win con basically is Zygarde or Como, which do basically the same thing, so.
I
But yeah, I
think
think.
the rest of the teams we've seen as well is all the rosters in general are too offensive for Mega Venusaur to do as much work as I think
Yeah.
it usually does. That said, it's still Mega Venusaur. It will still hardwall half of all the shit everyone brings to it, but
But again, there's no synergy. Like, there's no really good defensive synergy here. Like,
yeah.
Rachi Venusaur is usually a good core. I don't feel like it's going to stand up here.
Yeah. Yeah, like Rachi Venu is decent, but
The team just tries to do too many different things, and it's not going to do any of them well enough.
yeah. I think he'll also have to rely on Silvally too much on like the different types, because like his ground switch-ins are like non-existent. He's a Raptor. So yeah, I think you will have to use Silvally too much to patch up the weaknesses and all. And yeah, I think Veil is kinda useless. Like I get what you're trying to do with Veil Zygarde, but I don't think you can justify Veil too much. Because again, Zygarde is the only win con basically. And it's easy to prep for Zygarde. Like you have answers, everyone has an answer.
And the hail being up is kind of a pain for Veil Zygarde as well,
Yeah.
because it cuts
And
into
for
recovery.
Venusaur basically.
Yeah.
Venusaur really doesn't like chip at all.
That's for sure.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what he was really trying to do here.
I
Like
feel
the
like he
main
probably
focus of the
just
team.
must have gotten sniped a couple times or something, because this
Yeah.
team on its own is not particularly cohesive.
Yeah, like
Yeah, even, like,
so
going
Kitty is
along-
very much value.
Going
So
along his picture,
Secretary
you can
is
see
very
like a
good.
couple of clear directions, and then it kind of steers off a couple times.
Yeah,
It's like he started drafting something and then got drugged and someone took over and filled it with Mimon.
And I really don't like how early the Feeney pick was. That's my I
Yeah.
think that's my biggest gripe with this draft.
It's
Feeney
not.
took a massive hit with the release of the defog tutors, with
Yeah.
everything getting
This is
defogged.
not.
The Finn is still good, but it's not a round 3 pick, a round 2 basically pick.
Absolutely
So
not.
yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the main focus, and then I think the Oxy Speed does too much in this team to justify it.
Yeah, it's a lot of not really synergy.
Yeah. Like, had I gone the Oxy Speed, I would have gone for a completely different direction. Like, I think you really need heavy offense if you want to do the Oxy Speed.
Supposed to, like, it was the quintessential like suicide offense lead
Yeah.
back in the day. And if you're going to try to do something like that now, you need to have a team that really goes with it, and this team just does not do that.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, I think it's the worst we've seen so far in this conference.
I would feel comfortable saying that. At least
Yeah.
he'll never have to worry about getting outsped by rando scarfers, though. That is
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, 180 speed is fucking dumb.
Hey,
That's
what about
like-
Scarfix Helgor?
Dude.
So yeah, I think we can move on to Doogal
Yeah.
with the around 12 Dragonite, so that's good.
Yeah,
This
that's
team
insane.
is another good value team, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, all the picks are very solid till the very end.
I also want to talk about, there's something that is worth noting here, is that in the other conference, the person who picked Blaziken made it a Z user, and this Blaziken is not a Z user. So how do you feel, what do you feel the role of Blaziken as a Z user is in this meta? Because most people won't even think about that, since Blaziken's been banned for so long.
Yeah,
I think it serves
I'm
the
not
same kind
sure-
of purpose as Skull.
yeah, like, I'm not
user.
sure. I'm not sure Blaziken like really needs Z's. Like, Latios and Thunderous, I think they both need it a lot more than Blaziken. Like, maybe you could have done
I would
Blaziken
have
over
had
Latios.
Cortana over Latios.
Oh yeah, I didn't say the Cortana. Yeah, I think Cortana
Either
needs.
that or
yeah.
Dragonite. I
Then
think
better on
Dragonite really
Cortana.
needs the teammates as well.
Yeah, but like, I think Dragonite was basically just a value pick,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah,
really
absolutely, yeah.
build around it.
Be too many
So-
Dragonites in this team.
Not yet, there are like a lot of mons who really like Z's, like having a Z move, so I think Cortana Thunderous would have been the best, but yeah, I think Latios works as well.
They'll be
You
fine.
can
with
run
that.
like, what is it, Z heal block for the +2.
Fuck is dope. I love that.
Yeah, so that's fun. But yeah, like, defensively, he's a bit ghost weak, but he has Crocodile, so that's nice.
But, he has his Stacka for like the steal with like bird spam and shit.
Yeah.
3 psychic types is just a pain.
Yeah,
But he also has Crook and like
Yeah. Of course.
his team. I mean, his team has a lot of mons hovering in the 110 to like 99 range. So that just kind of falls off really hard. So I feel like his middling speed tiers from like 90 to 70 are kind of barren.
yeah. I mean, like, Blaziken helps a lot with that, but
That's true. I'm not sure how that will affect him, given that so many of his mons like to run Scarf. Cortana could both run Scarf easily.
yeah.
It's plays this team. The one thing I don't feel comfortable with is how his 4 biggest offensive mons are his defoggers.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Yeah, defog
want
is
to do-
kinda... Yeah, I don't think
like
Dragonite actually does enough here. Like, it's okay as a value pick, but I don't think it was
Yeah.
really worth it here.
if I was
Because
him,
you
I
can't
would-
defog.
It was an obvious value pick, and
Yeah, of course.
he honestly needs something that can be more dedicated to hazard clear with this team.
Yeah. Like it's not really rock pick at all, outside of Thunderous and Dragonite. So yeah, like removing Dragonite because again value pick, he can't go without a definite clear, like very dedicated clearer. But yeah, like he will have to run like default Kartana a bit too much, I think, or default Gladios.
That is true. I think default Gladios will probably be the go-to.
Yeah.
Which is another reason I'm not particularly fond of it as a Z user over some of the other options.
Yeah, Kartana would have been better probably. Like I still don't think Blaziken needs them. Like Blaziken is pretty done by itself. You just slap a life orb on it and it's pretty much good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he has the Celebi Alamogorgon core, so that's good. Like that's if you want to run defensive, that's something.
Team has a lot of breakers that can double as win cons.
Yeah,
Win games.
everything can be a win con.
Even a little Momola could be a win con.
Yeah. Nidoqueen is very nice
one
here.
One thing we haven't talked about very much in this entire thing so far is the Trick Room option. And obviously, with the team of Stack Attacka, you have to look at it and
Yeah,
say,
well,
does the team have
you
the
have to say
Trick
Trick Room.
Room? The Trick Room option. Like, the slowest thing besides that is a little Momola.
Yeah, he
I don't
doesn't really
know.
like Trick Room. I mean, Mono Trick Room can, like, Trick Room on Stack Attacka only is fine in some matchups. But
For
yeah, it's
example,
probably not worth it.
If Stacka had ended up on, like, Shady's team, it would have been a much more, like, better there for,
Yeah.
like, Trick Room purposes.
Yeah, with Alola Walk.
Exactly. And here it's just kind of like, oh, like it's a steel rock type, but I feel like, for example, Aggron would do the exact same fucking thing that this Stacka does.
Yeah, well, like, Stacka, I mean, he can gyro ball on anything, so that's good.
But like,
Like,
I don't know.
Aggron has no offensive presence, to be honest. Like, Heavy Slam is decent enough, but I don't know. Like, Stacka
Aggron
is
has,
very,
like,
very dumb,
110
to be honest.
attack, dude. Like, Aggron has like 20 less attack than Stacka. It's not that different.
Yeah, but it doesn't have 150 gyro ball on every single mon in the game.
True. That is true.
Like, that's the main thing. Like, Stack Attacka doesn't need investment at all. You can just click
Does have-
gyro ball and tweak KO basically anything.
There's a 150 head smash on every mon in the game is the thing.
Yeah, well, okay. That's fair.
I mean, comparing Aggron to Stacka probably isn't the best use of our time here. I just think
Yeah.
Stacka's losing a lot of its utility on this team.
But yeah, like, I think every single mon on this team wants a Z move, to be honest. Like, Stacka wants Z moves as
You know
well.
what really wants Z move? Mega Gardevoir really wants Z move.
Yeah, didn't you see what, who was it that run
Z Hyper Beam.
Z Hyper Beam? Yeah,
Yeah, that rando dude from NBL.
that's the tech.
Oh yeah. So all
I
things
actually like
considered, I
the
think-
Trick Room option a lot more than you guys are suggesting, just because it's... You have to bring a lot of speed options to this team to answer things like Cortana, like Thundee, Scarf Latios, and obviously Blaziken. And just having
Okay,
that
but-
in the back to clean up at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
potentially
like,
very
Stack Attacka
scary.
can work, like, as the only Trick Room option
Yeah.
on the team.
Yeah, but
If you keep it as the
It
late
is-
game cleaner.
it's only going to show up as cleanup. I don't think
Yeah.
it serves to break.
Yeah, but then it really wishes it had Z Stone Edge.
Yeah, absolutely.
having it in the capacity because it's really good for resisting like flying and I mean like other moves that Stacker resists. Normal, for example, and this team doesn't have a lot of other that.
Stacker
other
also
things
does really help with the ice weakness.
to tank
Yeah.
a lot of things on this team that it otherwise aren't covered particularly well. And I feel like Stacka being dedicated to like a last mon scenario was rough, like because if you can't use it to resist those things, then suddenly this team has a lot more gaping holes.
I would
Yeah,
agree
that's
with that.
fair.
Stack in
That's
the
fair.
mid, not being able to use Trick Room, like if you bring Stack in the mid game and set Trick Room, and then you switch, like suddenly you might be fucking yourself.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah,
maybe
like,
Stack
it really works if it's last mon only.
might function with an Assault Vest here, maybe, or something like that, or like a Chopal. I don't know, something that will allow it to work without Trick Room.
Yeah.
Something like that. Want to see
Yeah,
some
Chopol or Shoka probably working.
Yeah, show me some good stack of tech from this team is what I want.
Yeah. But yeah, like the team can work pretty well, I think. Like it has the pocket defensive core with Sarabia Momola, and it can just throw in 3 big sweepers or big
Fizz defense,
breakers.
Mega Guard as well.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Yeah.
So yeah, like the team has the options. It definitely has the options. But it's not like too focused on anything.
Okay. Right. So, was this assembly division?
Yeah.
So out of assembly, favorite and least favorite team. Let's go.
Favorite team is absolutely going to be. Well, actually, I think
it's a tie between you and the tie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like Ty's team.
I like
I
both
felt like
a
I
lot.
had to say Ty because I didn't think I could say my own team, but yeah, Ty's team is very scary.
They're both very strong offensively, and they have a lot of roles covered, not very many weaknesses. I just feel like Ty's team comes better defensively than yours does.
Yeah, I would
He
agree.
can play the long game if he has to, and he won't suffer for it.
Yeah, and for Wars it's confusion. For Wars I have to say confusion.
Like,
Um,
his team and have like a game plan. I don't understand
Yeah.
what Confusion's game will be
yeah,
at all.
actually, yeah, I would agree. I was about to say Shady, but no. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean,
Yeah, I think like dropping 9 tails in Persian and picking up something else
Shady's team, you can at
might
least
be
see
something.
there's win cons and there's a clear game plan. There's
like Shady's team is like Mega Gross and Bulu Halucha. Like that's enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Confusion's team.
Yeah, he needs,
like, I don't know.
like, Confusion already needs to pick up some sort of win con. Like, maybe if he picks up, like, Ticker Spin and it's in free agency. Like, maybe that can work, I guess. But he's also very ice weak, so...
Yeah, we'll see what happens, because FAs are open right now, and I see people tossing them around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Chrono, you need to make your pick to finish off the Ultra Sun
Finally.
draft, and then we can start with that.
My god, I can't believe fucking Duck Trio never went. Go Golurk. Like, my plan from the beginning has been round 11 Golurk, and now I don't know. Because it's fucking Arena Trap Duck Trio.
Just think Golurk, you know you want to.
I do, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to give up Duck Trio.
Oh,
To bring Duck Trio. I just bring Duck Trio, and then suddenly everyone starts slapping shed shells on their mons. It's like...
yeah. I mean, Pex Duck Trio is fucking dumb.
There's a lot of really
Like,
dumb
you can run the eject button shit with Toxapex.
have everything that has gone undrafted that I could pick.
Oh, by the way, do we want to go over the moon swaps before we go to Sun?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you guys cover that. I need to make my pick, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
give this
okay.
for a second so I can...
Okay, so it was Techno with Hippo for Duggy, and yeah, we went over that. I don't like it. And then we have Snake with Thorn and Toad for Gligar and Salamence.
I really like those swaps. I
Yeah.
think that patches up pretty much
Yeah.
exactly what
It
we
has
were
the
talking
defog.
about.
Yeah, Thorn wasn't that useful. Toad was okay, but Gligar kinda does the same thing. And the water weakness is like Toad was okay for the water weakness, but he can work around that. Like he has Manaphy and Ferrothorn still,
Yeah.
so that's good.
And Salamence functions pretty nicely as a
Yeah.
water resist as well, especially with
Salamence is
Intimidate.
okay.
Bulkman's
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very underrated.
Yeah. I mean, he can do the same with QRM, to be honest, and I think that's
Yeah.
better if you want to go Book Dragon. But yeah, Salamence is
But
a
then
lot
I
of value.
think Kyurem wants to go offensively more than Salamence does.
Yeah, of course. You still have the Clef Key, but okay.
Yeah. Just get rid of the clef key.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
and then
BM
it was
dropped 10 costs
BM.
for me and Shao.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
don't think it answers what we. I don't think it answers the issues we brought up, but
No, but that's something.
That's still a positive change.
Like at least it can pivot into stuff because regen.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But yeah, that's an okay swap. I
I
can't
think
complain.
Camille swaps. It's hard to tell without looking at the full team.
Oh,
but
he
got the
dropped the
fortress.
whole. Yeah, he dropped the whole book stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a
Rotom.
fan of dropping P2, especially with like keeping
Yeah.
the Fable. but
No, I
dropping
like P2.
I really like P2 on that team.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, I think he just hates the team. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Clef's Karma and Suicune are still pretty dumb, but
I like
P2
dropping
was
Cress
very
for
solid.
Uxie. I really
Yeah,
like dropping
Cress
Cress
was
for Uxie.
Cress. I didn't like Cress. Absolutely.
Because Uxie,
Mimikyu is okay.
it kind of fills a similar role defensively, but it has more utility options. In my opinion. Obviously,
Yeah, Cress
loses
was.
the recovery, but you've got wish support.
Yeah, I mean,
from
Cress was a
Fable,
bit
etc.
like. Yeah, he can do the same stuff with the other mounts. Like, Calm Mind Cress is just Calm Mind Suicune, but worse, honestly.
I like picking up
So,
Mimikyu. Gives him
Yeah.
an extra win con, more offensive power.
And Fortress, now he has the clear, so that's good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to run default Calm every week. But like, it's clear, but I don't know how well it works in this case.
I don't know if there was
Because
anything
like,
I would
Goro
have
is,
rathered him drop than P2, because I really liked P2 on his team.
yeah. Like, I don't know what other clear is left in Moon in free agency, but like Fortress and Skarmory are like overlap a lot.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Was it Meal's team we said that we needed to pick up for Etrus? Who was it? No, it was Snake.
No, it was
Snake. We
yeah,
wanted him to drop
it was Snake.
Lefkey for Etrus. So
Yeah.
unlucky Snake. Kesha dropped Chestnut for Whimsicott. I really like that. I don't think it completely solves the
it's
issue.
Whimsicott,
but
so.
Yeah. I mean, that's just pandering to the
I can
judges.
complain about it. Yeah, of course.
But no, I think Whimsicott works a lot better for his team.
Yeah. I mean, I still think Bronson was the one to drop over Chestnut.
Yeah.
I like Chestnut more than Bronson on the team, but this works as well. And it's Whimsicott, so yeah. Yeah, I think like Whimsicott is. I really think Whimsicott is very, very, very good in draft. Like, there's no other mon that can do what Whimsicott does at all.
A prankster mon that can threaten
Like,
dark types is just very, very valuable.
Like, just having the one-time sweep stopper is just very, very good. Especially on this team. Because he really needed the speed tier. Like, at least it's something between what, Mew and Pheromosa. At least it's... Yeah, at least it's there. So yeah, good swaps, I think. Other than Hippo. I really don't like Hippo.
I like it as an alternate rocks option.
I mean, I guess, but like...
I would have liked to keep
so
Diggersby and pick up Hippowdon.
Yeah.
Like drop something else for Hippowdon.
Yeah.
Because it still suffers from the same issue where you've got a Coco team, but your only way of handling someone spamming Volt Switch against you is Hippowdon.
Yeah.
And Grass is fairly common coverage on most electric types.
Yeah, but like, Hippo is so boring, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I really, really don't like Hippo, unless you have to use it because it's the best sand setter. So if you have, like, Drill, then yeah, sure. But if you don't even have Sand, I don't think Hippo is really worth it. Like, it's so exploitable.
Anyway, when is Chrono's pick? Chrono, are you still in the call? Get a fucking move on.
Where did it go?
I might actually just cut it off here, and then we can start it up again when we're ready to start Ultrasun, and then we've got two separate.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, right.
Okay.
Cheers for listening, guys. We'll see you again in a bit.
Bye.
As soon as Chrono's made his pick. Bye.
Yep. Bye.